Hi, everyone. How are you? Hope you are well. So, today we're going to talk about men and dating. So, this is taken from a CNN article. They did a study. This is called the Pew Study from 2022. I presume that they are talking about Caucasian men because generally, when studies are done, it doesn't involve African Americans. If African Americans are involved in these studies, it would be this much. So, according to CNN, the rate of single men in the US looking for dates has declined. And when you hear me talking, chime in. Do you agree with the CNN article or do you disagree with the CNN article? And tell me why. So, the majority of people viewing me are men. Feel free to chime in. So, they have studied you and they are talking about you on CNN. Why the rate of single men in the US looking for dates has declined. So, according to the study, 63% of men are single. 63% of men are single. The amount of men who desire to date has dropped from 61% to 50%. 28% of men have not had sex within the last year. Men in their 20s are sexually dormant, and they contribute this to social media. They they come up with the conclusion that there is a lot more misogynistic content, um, meaning that men do not like women. Um, According to CNN, most young men are single. Most young men are single, according to CNN. There was a 2022 Pew Research that 30% of US adults are not married, not living with a partner, and not engaged. 30% of US adults are not married, not living with a partner, not engaged. But if you turn that around and look at the positive, what's 100% minus 30%? So the positive is a way higher number. But they're focusing on this 30%. 30% of US adults not married, not living with a partner, not engaged. So half of all young adults are single, and 63% of men are single. Like I said before, according to the study, single men looking for dates has dropped from 61% to 51%, and men in their 20s are not romantically involved. Again, they contribute this to social media. Also, they contributed to online porn. According to the study, men are having fewer close friends, almost down to zero, and they contribute this phenomenon of not having relationships, being on social media, and not having close friends. They contribute this to the higher suicide rates, the higher mass shootings, and the higher misogynistic views. So, this is according to a CNN study. They looked at a study called the Pew Research. And again, I presume that they are talking about white men. So, just just to think about when it comes to the differences with the races, how it's turning out to be much more similar than different between the races as far as who is single and who is not single, because they are saying that young men are in a crisis. And this is according to a CNN report that was just recently released. So, what do you think about that? You agree or you disagree? Are young men in a crisis? And do you prefer to be on social media instead of dating? So, do you agree or disagree with the article? This is what the article is saying. The article is saying that you rather be on social media and you don't want to date and you desire to be single. So going from being married or engaged, the preference is to be single and that young men are in a crisis. So that is what CNN is saying. They have looked into the studies and that is what they are reporting. So is what they're reporting, is that correct? If you're single, are you single because you want to be single? And do you prefer to be on social media instead of out here dating? So I thought that was an interesting question, especially because the majority of my audience are men. So I'm curious to know, why is the majority of my audience men? Um, so just chime in if you would like to share your thoughts. I would also like to add a thought that if you are dating, don't date anyone that you don't plan to marry. Don't date anyone that you don't plan to marry because you are wasting time. Time is everything. You're wasting time. All right. So just keep that in mind. Whatever you decide to do, whether you decide to be single or whether you decide to actually ask someone out on a date, because in order to date, you have to ask someone out on a date, right? So I believe that you know that. So the fact that you're not asking someone out on a date would indicate to me that the CNN article is correct, that you prefer to be single and you prefer to be spending your time on social media than dating. So if you disagree with that, put it in the comments. And if everything that the article said is correct and you completely agree with the article, then don't say anything. If you don't say anything at all, that means that the article that CNN reported is completely correct. All right. So if you like this channel, please hit the like button. It helps the channel. Hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber and the notification bell next to it so that you won't miss the episode. Also, leave your thoughts at the bottom. Let me know your thoughts. Also, check out the links below. Get into the stock market. If you're not in the stock market, check out the link below. If you're interested in getting rental property, check out the link below. I show you how to invest and I help you get your first rental property. So check out those links. So thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your nights. Bye for now.